some grown man is. We loving on some grown man is. I know, you know, that you're down with me. We riding on some grown man is. We step into some grown man is. Conversation on some grown man is. Put your hands up on some grown man is. We puffing on some grown man is. We sipping on some grown man is. We vibing on some grown man is. We loving on some grown man is. I know, you know, that you're down with me.
We in the building. We in the building. We are in the building. Is the glow got us looking dark?
Yeah, what is, I don't know.
Got us
what it
looking
is.
darker
Turn
than
the glow
usual.
off and see what happens. Maybe that switches it up a little bit. Yeah, okay, there we go. All right.
That's what it did.
Yes.
It adjusted to the on air sign.
Yeah, it
But
did.
we on air.
We on air, baby.
We are here. It's another Tuesday night. We get ready to jump it off what we call Grown Man Conversations, the visual podcast. That means you can see us and you can hear us, and of course you can feel us. It's 9 p.m. We're putting the spotlight on the community once again. On last week, we did it. On this week, we're going to continue to shine a light on them. Shine a light on them.
Yes, yes.
Plus, before we say another fucking word, it is Scorpio season.
Yeah,
all right?
Yeah.
Salute to all my fellow Scorpios out there. It is our season. You know how this goes down. Y'all gonna get sick of me. The birth date is going down Thursday, November 17th at Stats. The comedy roast. Wait till I tell you the lineup. I just need you to get your tickets. It's a call to action, people. Get your tickets. VIPs are moving like white folk that's going to black neighborhoods. All right? So I'm telling you right now, go to ysprosent.com, ysprosent.com. And this is another Grown Man Conversation being brought to you by Silver Shield Security.
Yeah.
Silver Shield Security.
Yeah.
So, I am Tone X, one half of the co-hosting team up in the building tonight. And young lady with that grown fit varsity
you
jacket
see
on.
it. You better see it up in here.
With the
Y'all
grown-
see that grown fit. Let me turn to the back.
With the grown
Get some of that.
with the grown fit varsity jacket on.
Yes,
they know you just got them in. You better holler.
Yes,
They're going to be gone.
What's up, Donnie?
Cooler
What's
roast.
up?
Wow. Donnie
Yes,
Smith said,
yes.
yeah, they're going to roast. We're going to talk
Donnie
about that later.
Yeah, we definitely going to talk about
and
that.
Introduce yourself.
Yeah, so I'm Y Square, the other half of this co-hosting team. Y Square Chocolate Deluxe, a.k.a. Ava Black.
All right.
And the Jamaican princess with my braids in.
Wow. Okay, Patra.
Yes, what the guan.
Right now, we are trying to...
Hey, Donnie.
Right now, what we're trying to do is trying to get my live to work, because for some reason...
We live. That's through Instagram.
All right,
They see us through
I'm talking about
Facebook.
my Instagram. So,
Because they already started coming up
my
making
Instagram
comments.
people looking right now like, what is going on?
Yes,
So,
yes.
listen,
They give me your hand
this
up.
is the deal right here.
Camera.
This is the deal right here.
Yeah.
We are putting the spotlight on another young man that's doing big things in the community. You might not know about it. You might not know about his organization, so we're going to let you know about it. Want to hear about it?
Here you
go. All right? He goes by the name of Mr. Greg Jackson. He is in the building.
Hey.
What's
up?
Yeah.
He is in the building tonight.
Hope
Glad that
Charlotte.
you are here. Listen, Greg Jackson, what is the name of your organization, sir?
Man, name of the organization is Heal Charlotte, Heal Charlotte.
Heal
Charlotte.
Heal Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Yes.
Yes,
I've been
we all
saying
need
hope
some-
shop.
We always need some healing.
Yes, some
you know?
healing. Yes.
Yeah.
And you giving us hope too, baby.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Heal
Absolutely.
Charlotte. Now,
Heal Charlotte.
what does Heal Charlotte do?
What's up, Mike Sellers?
Heal. Oh, Mike said, "What's up, Mike?"
Yep.
That's my guy right there. That's
Mike,
my
what's
brother.
going
That's my
on?
brother in Christ right there. What's going on,
Okay.
man? Heal Charlotte is a nonprofit organization that I started in 2016. After a little bit after the Keith Lamar Scott protests that happened in the streets, I was one of the main protesters out there along with some other gentlemen, and we started, we wanted to get active, like, immediately after the protests. It was like we was all marching in the street, and then everything stopped, and
Right.
it's like, now what we do.
Right.
So, yeah, we started this nonprofit, just really wanting to bring awareness to everybody in the neighborhood at first, and do some real work, and try to see, just be the change that we are in the community. And it just turned into something else, An event turned into, one of my friends lost their son due to gun violence, and we did an event for her so she can, be able to pay her rent. She was doing her hair. Shout out to Adrian. She was doing her hair. So we wanted to do an event. We raised some money for her, paid her rent. You know what I'm saying? Gave her the money so she can just chill, grieve, and then it was called Heal Charlotte, a Night of Hip Hop. Because I was previously doing music before that, right? I was rapping.
Right.
So we did that. I had some of my bros come, DJ Wisdom, Vinny Nux, Charles Heron, Big Trill, like just a lot of people that are from the QC hip hop scene.
Yeah.
And then we did that, and then everybody was like, "What's this logo? What is that?" And then it turned into us, making this nonprofit, man. And
Nice.
now we're here, 6 years later.
Wow.
Something I heard you say that I used to say all the time on Grown Man Radio, when you said you have to be the change
Yeah.
that you want to see.
Yeah.
And you were talking about being the change in the community. And we always say, when you have a non-profit organization, there's always a story behind it that even started it in the first place. Now, what's your story?
Man, so I'm from the Bronx.
BX!
BX.
You and Fat Joe.
That's right.
Yesterday's price is not
Not
today's
today's price.
And it's not.
Give him a
Right.
horn.
Price is
Give
not.
him a horn for the Bronx.
The price has changed, man. Shout out to all my people out there. I lived in Baltimore for a little while, single parent household. Shout out to my moms. That's superwoman right there. She made $1 out of 15 cents.
I love it.
She
Say
did it.
cherries. Let me see how you say
Cherry.
Cherries. Yeah,
Cherry.
cherries.
I ain't been a bit long enough like that.
Yeah, that's how I hear it in the accent, though. I hear it.
Mine's come every now and then. It comes back. I've been out here for like 10 years.
They got that little undertone,
Oh, yeah, they said that
underline.
with Monique talk.
Yes, cherries.
Yeah, man. So I came out here. I didn't really have a sense of the pace of living out here. In New York, I made a lot of mistakes up there, being in the street, hustling, doing all that. And I did a year on Rikers Island, got caught up, sold to an undercover. And then that
So you did a year on Rikers?
Yeah, that's good.
year on Rikers.
Okay.
I don't know how, but God.
Right,
I don't know how I got through that.
Right.
And then when I got out, it was kind of like re-entry, just trying to get back into society. And my name was stained. My dad, God rest his soul, was one of the biggest hustlers on my block. So nobody's really expecting me to get a job. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You
my
carrying on
mom's-
the legacy.
Yeah, we're carrying on the legacy.
Right.
So my mom's lived out here. She moved from Baltimore and moved out here. And it was early. I think that was like 2009, 2010.
That was early. We just went to the ATL.
Man, it was one bedroom for like $750 out here.
Mhm.
Right? In New York, come on.
Oh, man, your cost of living is crazy.
It's
So
crazy.
You saw
Right.
that. You was
I
like,
came
wait
down
a
here and
minute.
just
And
said, I'm staying here.
Yeah.
This is easy living right here.
Right.
Nicks went for 20s down
You
south.
know what I'm saying? I gotta apologize to Charlotte. I'm part of the people that rose the market rate. I'm one of those transplants that did that. I apologize, but it was affordable living out here when I got here. So, got right up in the space and was rapping, but was still moving like I was in New York. And then probably like 2015, from me being in studios and rapping and being in the street, not being the best dad that I could have been, putting my time in the wrong places. My daughter, I got 3 daughters. I have two of my children I had here, Gianna and Anel. My oldest is in the Bronx. Shout out to their moms. They got 3 kids, 2 moms. So I was out here, and my two youngest, their mom, they moved to Durham. Basically because I was out there, I was living in this, I was doing the wrong, I wasn't being what I could have been, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they left, and I think that was my breaking point.
Okay.
That was my breaking point to where I was like, something got to change, something else got to happen. I got a lot more conscious with my raps. You know, I'm rapping about gun violence, things of that nature, and then that protest happened.
Right.
And you decided to have a different effect and change on your community.
Yeah, that
that's
protest
even
happened.
greater. Yeah.
It was a multiple homicides that was just happening. Young black men getting killed in the street, the Philando Castles.
Yeah.
You know, like that stuff happening. I think I hit a like the last straw.
Yeah.
And then we went and protested, and we peacefully protested, but it was we had a scene with one of the officers, Mike Capania at the time. I got like 300 people behind me. We're at the police department. Brought everybody to the police department. Officers here, we're here. We go back at it. And then we kind of had this moment where it was, all right, now what?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
He put his arm out for a handshake. I gave him a shake. He said, meet me downtown tomorrow.
Wow.
You know, let's
that
work.
was a historic
Let's
moment.
And it was the moment that got me on television.
Yeah, that was a historic moment.
Yeah, it was a historic moment.
Yeah.
And then after that, I was in Chief Putney's office talking about doing training for the police department and how they can't communicate with black communities under a time of duress. And you know, this is the way we move. This is the way we talk. Your officers can't be afraid of that. If I'm outside and somebody just got shot down, it's because I'm passionate about my community. That doesn't mean you should ask me for my ID. You know, that doesn't mean you should be questioning me like I did something. You should be treating me like a passionate citizen, right? So giving them that training, and me being from New York, you don't protest and then end up in the chief or in the commissioner's office.
Yeah.
Right? That doesn't happen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's not
Right.
normal.
Right.
You know, so for me going from there to being in the chief of police office, I just sat back and was like, oh, okay.
Right.
You know, I have an opportunity to make some impact.
Right. Absolutely. What's up, Mark Futch? Thank you for joining. And OGD Lee, we saw your shout out as well. Thank you for
I
joining
see
the
Mark
show.
Futch got on here. Hold on, Yolanda. I gotta
Yeah.
get up. We live. Man.
Mark Futch got up there.
It's Scorpio season, people.
It's Scorpio season.
Yolanda,
Yes,
you're
it
not a
is.
Scorpio.
That's okay. I'm an honorary Scorpio. I feel like
Yolanda, you think you're honorary everything.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Shout out to the Scorpios out here.
I'm an honorary Scorpio. But look, so let's get back to talking about this
His
cause and
organization.
effect in an organization and
Heal
change
Charlotte.
that you were doing. But what I liked and didn't realize, so when you were saying that you really went in and you had the opportunity to be in Chief Putney's office along with the other officer, and you were able to go in and have some kind of one-on-one training with these officers, is this back in the time like 2016?
Yep.
And what's crazy is, so now we're hearing about so many more, like, since all of the George Floyds and even other ones, that they're saying now that we need this police training and what can we do as a community and how can we go in and help. But it seems like this is something you've been implementing back since 2016 and doing it. So do you see any type of, is it working? Like, is that what we need to do? Because we're obviously still saying the same thing. Are they getting it? Were the officers that you work with, were they receptive to the information you had to give and the insight that you were giving them about how to respond or react to us as a community?
Yeah, well, the police department got certain divisions, right? So, you know, you got the community engagement team. So, of course, they were understanding the training that we were doing. You know, that's part of what they do every day, you know, so they were getting it. And then you got the SWAT, right? Nah, they wasn't feeling that at all. You know, that's not what they're trained to do. They're not trained to have dialogue with people. They're trained to be out there stone cold face. So, of course, the training was a little more difficult with them, but it was well receptive. It was hard to pull officers off the street because they're working and put them in a training session for, 8 hours out the day. So that became a little difficult, but we were able to execute it. They started a team called the Community Conversation Team. It's a team of about 25 to 40 officers. Major Mike Capania was ahead of that. In a time of duress, when something goes on in the community, they go out first. They're supposed to be, their goal is to be conversationalists.
Okay.
Be able to come into the community before the rest of the department comes in. And they have these conversations. So we had certain scenarios where it did work out. We had certain scenarios where it didn't work out. It was the effort, and then from there I was able to see, what's best to work with in the police department. So now I work with the new recruits, and I train recruits now on the history of policing. Shout out to Chief Jennings, who's the chief now of the police department. I brought this idea to him that I wanted to be able to give new recruits the babies of the department, and cultivate them before they even get to the streets. Because these are people that are going to police my children.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we wanted to give them those skills, but at first, before you give them any skills on how to communicate with the community, they got to understand that the miscommunication is real. You know, they got to feel the truth.
Right.
Like, it's a reason why people don't like you.
Right.
And it's not because of you personally, but it's because of that badge that you
And
just
that
put on and
what
what it represents
badge,
to us as a people. You know what I'm saying? So I've done 5 trips already, 5 bus trips, where I take about 35, 50 recruits to the International Civil Rights Museum in Greensboro.
Okay.
We go through that whole tour, and then we have some real tough, rough conversations after that.
Excellent.
And then I introduce them to a couple of community members, community leaders that are on different sides of town, that they can be in touch with, so they can always have access to the community. The most people I know, they have like after school programs for youth, you know, so it's important for these people that are now becoming officers to have access to our babies, so they know how to police our area, and they're not scared of our babies when they get inside. Like, we get recruits that's from Buffalo, Pittsburgh, had some people from Seattle, you know, so people are coming from outside rural areas that have never been around black and brown people that are suffering from poverty. You know what I'm saying? So that's a different economic, you know, environment. It's a different economic and it's a different environment that you're policing. So we doing that now. To God be the glory. It's been amazing to be able to give them that experience. Next year I want to take it a little deeper and really give them the you know, not just the highlight history that happens in the museum, but a real in-depth history of, all right, what are Blackfoot soldiers? Like, do you even know what the police department was up north, down south, and then you know the importance of the sheriff department in the west, on the west. And do you know how things were ran and how the division happened through the police department being made? So if they had that, I believe anybody that worked any institution, whether it's banking, whether you're a real estate agent, you're an officer, anything that was built off of white supremacy and racism, before you get that job, you need to do some real history about what you're signing up for and how this institution was built, or else you're just another pawn in the game.
Right.
Give him a hand clap, ladies and gentlemen. Hand claps.
Yes.
For that, because he over there dropping it. And something that resonates with me and what you're talking about, this conflict resolution is the key. I think every authoritative institution needs conflict resolution, because people don't know how to deal with people. You can take the color off. People don't know how to deal with people, and a lot of people don't know how to deal with themselves, so they definitely don't know how to deal with people. But then you take that and you put a badge on their chest, and then they go out and they're supposed to protect and serve the people, but deep down inside they don't know how to deal with people. And maybe they know how to deal with people, but the majority, like you said, they don't know how to deal with people of color.
Right.
So they use the same tactics that they would use on the majority, all right, the dominant society, that they use on black people and brown people, and it's not going to work. Just like teaching kids in school, you can't use the same method to teach all the kids in the classroom, because you got to reach every kid, and it might be different how some kids pick things up and receive things. So shout out to Brother Captain Dennis Muhammad and the Peacekeepers, gentlemen in different cities. You see them in the orange t-shirts. It's about conflict resolution, is which a lot of people don't know how to do. They don't know how to de-escalate. The officer's supposed to help de-escalate the problem so it doesn't turn volatile, but a lot of times it goes straight to volatile because of the lack of people skills that they have.
Yeah, I preach serve and protect before protect and serve. You know what I'm saying? When I'm on a bus with them and we have conversations, I let them know your job is so the definition of their job is based off of what everybody's perspective is of what their job is. So they have a perspective of what they think their job is, right? And then we as a community, we have a different perspective of what we think. So the goal is for them to understand what our definition of what they are supposed to be. And it's supposed to be service first. Because I don't necessarily need you to protect me until I'm in a situation that calls for it.
Right.
You don't get to determine if I need your protection or not as an officer. You don't get to determine that. I have to call you and tell you I'm in danger.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's the other way around, though. They protect and serve. And then that gives them some, when you put protection first, it gives you an authoritative kind of mindset when you're dealing with other people. Step back, I'm here to protect you.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And that's not what we need as a community. We can protect ourselves, but we're going to need you to service us first. It's a servant job.
All those jobs are service. Everything. Everybody's here for service.
Yeah.
People understand that. And then let's go back to the blueprint of where the Black Panthers told you in the 60s in Oakland. And they were like, listen, we don't need the police to come into our communities and try to police our community. If you police your own community and have your own code, then you don't have to worry about the cops.
Right.
You don't even need the cops to come in here because we can take care of this ourselves. When the cops come around, you be like, what y'all here for? Because we got it. But we got away from that because you used to have that in black communities back in the day. That was
That's
Big
what the
Mama
Black Panthers.
on the block.
Right.
That was that was that was if I see you doing something wrong, I'm gonna whip you, and I'm gonna tell your parents they gonna whip you, or your dad and your mama knew you did something before you got home. That was all of that policing and community right there. But we got away from that when we started getting selfish, and it was I, and not we, and then we started leaving the community because we thought it was better with the bigger houses, the bigger fences, with the bigger cars. So we started moving. Now strength in numbers. So now you start subtracting, and then other people start coming in. Now that's division. All right, everything is mathematics. Now that's division. All right, and you trying to remain dominant, and it's not working like that. So now we come to the community and tell you what you need to do to protect your own community. And how can you tell us? Because you're from the outside in. So what he was talking about with the community, that's a big deal. And it takes a lot of patience.
Yeah.
When you're dealing with the black community, it takes a lot of patience.
Yeah, I mean, it's with any community for real. Like it takes, because everybody's fake conscious. You know, it's everybody's fake conscious. So you got to have so much patience dealing with anybody doing this type of work, because you run into people that aren't really about building a culture.
Right.
Like there's no culture at all. Like that's what you speaking towards. There was a culture, and then the culture broke, and then now you can get colonized. When you don't got no culture, you get colonized, and you turn into whatever we gonna tell you you're gonna turn into.
And that's why I applaud you, the Kenny Robinsons, the Tijuana Browns.
Shout out to Kenny.
And,
shout out to Sister T.
And several others who are here in the streets of the community.
Yeah.
And the same question I've asked them, I'm going to ask you. Like, what keeps you driven to do it? Because it does get challenging. It does get hard. You do have to fight so many uphill battles. What makes you keep doing it?
Yo, I just recorded a song. Shout out to my man, Brother Rich. Shout out to my man, Jamal Williams, that made the beat. It's called A Whole Lot of Jesus and a Little Bit of Me.
Okay.
And that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
It's a whole lot of Jesus and a little bit of me. I got baptized 4 years ago doing this service work. Shout out to my pastor, Pastor Theo Schaefer, First Lady Patrice Schaefer from Grace.
Theo?
Yeah.
Old school gangster.
That's my God. Dipped me in the water. You know, convinced me that I was doing this service work. I was doing Hill Charlotte, and convinced me it was ministry.
It is.
You know?
It is.
And then through me doing the ministry, I became empathetic.
Yeah.
You know, I had a servant heart, and then God had made me like a shepherd of sheep. I got a bunch of kids in my community that look up to me.
Right.
You know, they look up. They ask me for advice. I give them books to read. We go through the Word together. So, you know, all of that got me dipped in the water, and then from there, you know, that's the only reason why I do anything now. We building legacy. attached to the legacy of Christ, and then we just moving.
Right.
You know?
Look, this is an off-the-cuff question, and it might be something you are already doing or have already considered, but again, talking back to those organizations that I know, Kenny and the Tijuanas, and listening to you, and now being able to chance to talk to you one-on-one, the effect and change that you have is so powerful. And I know each of you have made your own movements, your powerful movements, individually. Have you ever thought about collaborating or teaming up? Because it seems like what each of you do, you each still fill a niche that's not overlapping one another, but it's a niche that's needed to make the full circle effect and change happen for people in our community, for Black and brown people. Have you thought about that?
Absolutely. Shout out to Kenny. Me and Kenny talking about partnering right now with housing.
Excellent.
Shout out to Sister Tijuana Brown. That's big sis right there.
Yes.
We done partnered so many times.
Excellent.
Shout out to Anthony Morrow.
Yes,
definitely.
shout out to
Anthony
Charles
Morrow.
Robinson,
Gary Crump, Gemini Boy,
Yeah.
Jamal Kennard, Don Thomas, Marifa Ukweli, Kelly Little. Shout out to Isis Bay. It's a lot of people out here working. We family.
Yeah.
We all family. We get together, we talk about what we doing. We more motivators for each other.
Yeah.
And when it's time for us to team up like Voltron, that's what we do. But it's about us coming together and getting some economic power and some equity together. And that's what we really need to be focused on, is how we create these streams of revenue that's going to continue.
Yes.
Keep everything flowing in the community, because we done mastered the service.
Yes.
We got the service together.
Yeah.
Now the service has to match the economics, and then we can
let's
start
talk
doing
about
some real work.
Yeah, let's talk about that. So not only and let's talk to the people, whoever is listening and watching, and even with Tonex and myself, what are things that people can do? What can we do? Whether it's someone with a huge platform or with a platform, whether it's someone with a position in corporate America or a business owner, a local business owner, what can we do to help support those efforts? Whether not only financially, but there's other, to me, I think, tangible things of support that folks can do to drum up what is needed to really make some effective change with the collaboration of you and all those organizations that you've mentioned.
Yeah, I feel like it has to be a collaboration of social capital. A lot of us know a lot of people, and we don't share our networks. You know what I'm saying? We become, we become very territorial of the resources and the stuff that we had, because we had to work so hard to get those things.
Yeah.
So the world doesn't really tell you that everything's it's your oyster. It's just so much out here, and it's lack of. So. I'm really just preaching equity. If you're gonna be in a neighborhood and you don't own nothing in it, you need to be thriving to own something in it. And that's the only way that happens is by us coming together and sharing ideas.
Yeah.
I threw an idea that 4 years ago, that we all needed to buy hotels. Right, we all need to buy hotels right now. Start raising capital to buy hotels, and start doing business incubators. Start doing schools. Start doing campuses that have transitional living, and owning the buildings that we operate in. Doing community land trusts.
Right.
Getting those type of leases on land. Where we have real equity, something that lasts past us. We get lost in these numbers of how many people we serve every year and all this. None of that stuff matter. That's the year over.
Yeah.
None of that stuff matters. What's going to happen 50, 75, 100 years down the line, that's the only thing that matters.
Yeah.
So us having these real conversations and then saying, all right, I got $100,000. Feel me? I want to throw 10 grand in here. If you don't got $100 grand, that's cool, but you got a G. Put your stack in the hedge fund. Put your stack in the hedge. Yo, I got 50 grand. But we not honest and transparent about our economics. So I don't know how I'm supposed to lift my brother up if I don't know where you at.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's no tiers. In America, it's just big business and small business. But us as black people, we don't have tiers of businesses the way we can identify each other and say, okay, that's my man. He working under $50,000. He about to come up out of that. I done made $250,000. I'm not going for the same loans or the same grants that he going for.
Right.
The beautiful thing about the boycotts in the 60s, when they was boycotting on the buses, the people that was catching the bus, they didn't ride the buses. But the people that was driving cars, they were picking those people up during the boycott and taking them to work. So if we run any type of organization like that, the people that's up top got to be willing to help the people in the middle.
Yeah.
And the people in the middle got to be willing to help the people at the bottom.
Yeah.
And we got to start pulling each other up like that.
Yeah.
You know, but if we ain't gonna be transparent about where we sitting at, it ain't never gonna happen.
You're right.
You know?
We got to retrain our thinking.
Absolutely.
That's what that goes back down to, because we're so selfish, and then when it comes to doing business, it's still something about doing business with someone who looks like you, talking about business with someone who looks like you. And, you know, we always be like, the white man's ice is always colder, but it still seems to be a philosophy that's still going through our community, because some of the things that you talked about are some of the things that we've been talking about. When I say we, I'm talking about our community as a whole collectively. But it seems to fall on deaf ears until it's too late.
Yep.
Until the gentrification comes, until you see what they selling the houses for, until you see what the property is doing, until you, all of that is too late. And it's things that we were talking about, especially when you said if you're going to be in the community, own something.
Own something.
But it seems like we are all afraid to try to own something until it's too late.
And put our money in
Yeah.
together.
Oh no, well you just said that
Yeah.
because that's collaboration over competition.
That's it right
And
there.
he's talking about being transparent. And then if first of all, if I don't trust myself, you got to be grounded when you start talking about money, because money is tied to emotions.
Right.
And then if I don't, you'll find any reason
If you don't trust yourself with
not
money,
to
you're
put some
not
money.
going to trust
I don't
nobody
know
else
him,
with your
I
money.
don't feel him. The energy ain't right.
Right.
I think it's a scam.
I ain't seen
I
the
don't
whole
know where
plan.
the money going. Why he ain't put in? I put
Right.
in 5 stacks.
And
He
why
put
he
in
put-
1.
what's right?
How he gonna get the same amount as I do?
Exactly.
All of that, man.
Exactly.
All of that. When you can
Yeah.
just kill all of that and start building trust, and it's to trust. It start building trust among ourselves and start building trust as far as capital.
Yeah.
So it's twofold.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's twofold. And for those of you who are just joining us, shame on you.
Yeah.
All right? Shame
on them.
on you for just joining this telecast. We are moving over here on Grown Man Conversations on another Tuesday night. Myself and Y Square over there with that dope grown fit varsity.
It's fire. I'm gonna have to get you something.
Yeah,
Right.
we gotta go.
Right.
Yeah, we should have
Like,
brought
for
you.
real.
We got something
Talking
for
to
you.
my man, Greg. Listen,
Yeah.
from Hill, Charlotte, and I'm
Right.
gonna get back to his organization because if
But he
got
came
on,
in bearing
I
gifts
wanna
tonight.
know, we want to know about Hill,
That's
Charlotte
right.
again, but tonight, he came in with the dope. Boy, he know how his
You know
how his
what to
uncle
do.
gonna rock this.
Yeah.
Boy, he got the dope. Great too. You know that's my thing.
Yeah.
Great. It's Scorpio season. It's
See
great
it?
sweatpants season.
With
Uh,
Tim's for
violence.
no reason.
You
The
feel me?
violence day.
Yeah. Stop the violence.
Like,
there.
Hill,
Stop the
Charlotte,
Violence Day collection.
A Hill Charlotte initiative. Yep.
Yes,
Stop
sir.
the Violence Day. So, the sweatpants and
The sweatshirt.
the hoodie.
Yes.
You got me and Yolanda right, man.
Right.
So,
Y'all can find
That's
it on the
dope
website,
right there.
hillcharlotte.org. Tomorrow, all the sweatsuits will be for sale. It's that season. I know we in a time of inflation and all that. I wanted to give our supporters something back.
Yeah.
You know, we always say in the nonprofit world, donate. Well, this was an opportunity where it was like, you're not just gonna donate. The money that you give now I got something for you. You know, here go the sweatsuit. Here go the hats. Here go the shirts.
Yeah.
You know, don't just donate. Make an investment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
so
Yeah.
salute to him.
Definitely.
We're talking about Hill, Charlotte. If everybody has a target with their group, who they want to target, who they're trying to help, if you had a target group for Hill, Charlotte, who is it that initially you are trying to help, or who are you trying to target?
Man, black and brown communities, specifically in the 85 and Sugar Creek area, that are living in the 200 percentile of poverty, which means it's like 4 people in a household. You're making $40,000 a year. can't even afford to be in a position that you're in. Those are really the people that we're working with, man. Those families that are separated by the shelter system. You know, that dad that's sleeping in a tent while his wife and his kids is in the shelter. He working 2 jobs trying to make everything happen, get his family back into the apartment. You know, that mom, they got 5 kids, nowhere to go, sleeping in a car, trying to get somewhere to stay right now. It's cold outside. It's winter time. You know what I'm saying?
So are you helping them find places to live?
Absolutely. We started a housing program 4 years ago. Started Heal a Home in the Orchard Trace community. I didn't want to lose any kids to eviction. Started doing rental assistance. Shout out to my Rotarians. I'm part of the North Rotary, Charlotte North Rotary Rotarian Club.
Excellent.
Go ahead.
They've been funding that program. Shout out to Mr. Otis, Cal Cordu, you know, the whole team in there, man. It's a community. It's a village for real, and it looked like heaven. I know people, white, black, Caucasian, African American, however you want me to say it. You know, Mexican, Venezuelan. You know, every Cuban, everybody giving. You know, everybody giving. I don't discriminate against nobody. Everybody's getting down. We started this program. We started housing people, and Mr. Otis came to me. He's one of the board chairs of Crowder's Construction. Otis Crowder. He came to me and he said, you know, this might not be affordable. Let's see how we could buy some condos. And I started praying on it. God woke me up 30 days in a row. 2018. Woke me up 30 days in a row. It told me I was gonna buy a hotel, and I was like, "You bugging? You know, I don't have no hotel money. I don't know what you talking about. You know, we're not buying no hotel." Started pricing hotels out. He started putting people around me that did housing. You know, people that did construction. You know, restoration. And I just started picking up the breadcrumbs, started to learn more about housing, affordable housing out here. Found a hotel, get this, hotel owned by a Muslim dude. Wow. I'm a Christian guy, okay? But he believes in our program. That's my brother. Shout out to Sean, one of the owners at the Baymont Inn. We started partnering, doing some programming, housing people. And in 2019, we launched a capital campaign for $10 million to buy the hotel outright. We got a master lease that we're looking at right now, to master lease it for a year. Excellent. We'll be doing low-level rent, a whole 127 rooms, $650 a month. That's when we buy this hotel. We're going to house all families. Yeah. You know, we're going to be having a reunification of families there. And it's going to be something made for the hood, by the hood. You know, owned by the hood, you know, making real impact.
For us, by us.
Yeah, for us, by us.
Story too.
You know, and it's covered by Christ. So it has no choice but to win, be victorious. So that's happening. It's coming down the pipeline. But right now, we just housing 25 families at a time at the hotel. 90 to 120 days, free lodging.
Wow.
Free lodging. Shout out to our sponsors, Bank of America. Shout out to Stonebridge Community Church. I love y'all. Shout out to Novant Health. Everybody that's given us some money to be able to house these families for 90 days to 120 days. 61% of those families we house, they're in permanent housing right now. Right now, as we speak, they're in permanent housing right now. So the program works. Shout out to Tashara, our operations manager, Cinemet, who's our clinical license supervisor. Everything is done clinically. We sound and sober on this. Like, we are sound and sober mind, good stewards, great discernment, and everybody got their gifts and their talents just on display. Yeah. And you seeing the fruits. You seeing the fruits bear from
the labor coming from it. Yeah.
That's how it works. Yeah. I mean, that's how you make it work.
Absolutely.
That's exactly how you make it work.
Yeah, we're gonna buy this hotel, and after that, school. After that, apartment complexes. Yeah. You know, if they don't want to, you know, build safe communities, we'll show them what we want.
Right.
That's a beautiful thing right there.
Right.
That is moving in the community, doing beautiful things in the community. If you know somebody, you heard him talk about the Sugar Creek area. What was it, 8500 block you were talking about?
Yeah, 85,
no, about 85
Sugar Creek. Yeah.
Sugar Creek. If you know anybody out there, if you're out there, you might want to get in contact with his brother right here.
Yeah.
And again, tell them how they can get in contact with you.
Yeah, go to healcharlotte.org. Our email is myhealcharlotte, HEAL Charlotte @gmail.com. Send us your testimony. Let us know what's going on in your life so we can best serve you however we can. And if we can't do it ourselves, we know somebody that can. We got a large ecosystem of partners, people that have other service expertise that we lean on. We don't try to do everything. We got a large community partnership, a big village. You know, shout out to all of my people that practice Ubuntu. You know, I am because we are. You know, we are because I am. And that's how we live. So reach out to us. Heal Charlotte. Reach out to us.
And what about if they want, if people want to donate? I know we can purchase the merchandise. That also, that's a way. But if someone does want to give and donate, can they go to the same site?
Yeah, go to the site. You can donate. It's right there, healcharlotte.org. Talent, treasure, you know, time. We want it all. You know, whatever you got to give. Our motto is, if everybody does a little bit, nobody would have to do a lot. So, you know, that's how we live. Come make life a little easier.
And we always say, imagine how much work could get done if nobody worried about who took the credit.
Yeah, man.
So it seemed like you understand it takes a village. You understand the whole community movement. Thanks for giving my brother
A platform tonight. That's Mike.
Love you, Mike. Love you,
No
Mike.
doubt, baby. No doubt. You need to come to the comedy show.
Yeah,
That's right.
That's what you need to do, Mike. You need to come to the comedy show on November 17th at Stats. Big Will, what's going on, nephew? At Stats.
I'm gonna be there.
Before we get into the hot topics, I know a lot of y'all are looking here tonight, and you're saying to yourself, ain't nobody gonna say nothing. Tony ain't gonna say nothing, but we see him sitting there
on the table,
and he ain't gonna say nothing. But
see that
he's
sloth.
sitting right. This sloth that's waving. All right. First of all, so it can make sense to you.
But he waves real.
If you don't know, or if you used to listen to me on the radio, grown man radio, but if you don't know, then you know my favorite animal
is the sloth.
Is a sloth. Okay, it's my favorite animal in the world.
Why is that? Why is it?
Why?
Yeah.
Because if you go tonight, go home and Google a sloth.
Okay.
All right, and just pull up a video and watch how they move. They so slow. They so carefree. They don't bother nobody. They hang in the tree all day. But if you bother them, they would take them claws and tear your ass up. And I just was telling Yolanda, I was like, that's just how they move. And I remember Yolanda was saying something one day about, she was calling me an old man. But and it got down to you like a sloth. And I was like, that's me right there. I don't bother nobody.
You don't own it.
I move at my own pace. You know what I mean? That's me.
Yeah.
So I just started liking them. Then I started studying them. And I told Yolanda, I was like, I got to see one. I never seen one live.
Oh, you ain't seen one?
What?
Oh, yes.
Drove all the way to Florida.
In Florida, saying.
Oh, this is serious.
Yeah. And then I stood there. I stood there.
Studied it.
I stood there and took a video of him.
Yeah.
And this ninja moved one time in 18 minutes.
Yeah.
I said, that's why you gotta love it though. Yolanda talking about that's all he gonna do. I said he ain't gonna do nothing else.
Yeah.
He gonna hang on that tree, sleep, and move. He moved one time. He did his head like this.
That. And that was
it. I said, Yolanda, we can go because he ain't gonna do nothing else. So I just like him. You know what I mean? They smart. And this right here is Sammy Dammy.
That's Sammy Dammy.
Who bought this one?
This is Sammy Dammy.
Who's responsible? Who bought this one?
Okay, my oldest son.
Yes. Our
we
son
went down
Justin.
to Atlanta to help him celebrate his birthday. He just turned 24. And so we was out somewhere shopping, and he was like, Dad, I'm going to get this for you. I got something for you. And the thing about it is, he got a pad in his stomach. You can take the pad out and put it in the microwave. And it'll warm you up. So if you were somewhere cold and I had him, and you see me like this, that's because I'm warming up. Because it's like a warm up. Right? So my son was like, yo. My son was like, I know you're going to love him. So Yolanda one night, I was doing something in the kitchen to my boy, you being Sammy Dammy. And I said, oh.
No, he kept putting that thing over near me. And like
She
it was
come out,
talking. I said,
"Come
if you
on,
and Sammy
Dammy."
Dammy
Right.
don't get away
I
from
said,
it.
oh, that's his name. Sammy
I forgot
Dammy.
one children's movie I was watching, but the sloth was in there.
He was
and
working
just
at the
like
post.
moving bad,
Yes,
slow.
He was working at the DMV.
Working
Yeah.
at the DMV.
He was working, boy, that's one of my favorite movies.
I
He
was
worked at
on
the
the
DMV.
floor.
My man had that stamp like this right here.
Right.
He was like this. And the girl tell about, they moving fast today. Boy, he just
Right.
tell you should see them when they really slow. Boy, he was like this right here. They was like, God.
I was
damn.
on the
He was
floor.
stabbing that baby. boy.
Right. You're so stupid.
I already seen that. That's off the hook.
Right.
That's one of my favorites. So this is Sammy Dammy, and I brought him on the show tonight
Shout out to Sammy
because it's
Dammy.
Scorpio season.
Right.
All right, I'm
It
in a
is
great mood all
going
Scorpio season,
down.
and I tell you, a lot of nerves up.
Tan my
And you know
nerves
about the
up.
Scorpio, best zodiac sign on the planet. We
Besides
are
Capricorn.
Scorpios.
We coming,
Are the
baby.
You a Capricorn.
Ooh, yeah.
Scorpios are the ice cubes of the zodiac world. All right.
Okay.
The ninjas you love to hate.
All right. And
Okay.
Capricorns
Then-
are the firecrackers.
No, you ain't. No, you ain't.
We
Scorpio.
pop it off,
No.
baby.
I'm a Virgo. Shout out to the
Oh, the
Virgos.
virgins.
Shout out to the Virgos.
All right.
That's right.
Okay.
That's
My
right.
mom was a Virgo.
Yeah.
August 29th.
Yeah, Virgos. Is,
Okay, but now
special
Scorpio season. though. You ain't.
Yes, it's
You don't need to be to talk.
Scorpio.
You ain't got the flow.
I got the Scorpion on my
Scorpio
hat.
season.
Got Scorpio.
Okay, that's why he did it.
Okay.
Them Scorpios, baby, we
All
not
right.
playing. So if
Yeah.
you're a Scorpio, come celebrate your born day with me. I'm doing another successful trip around the sun, inshallah,
Amen.
and I'm doing the speed limit this year. So this is another milestone, baby. All right. You know, let me tell you how you know you got a milestone birthday. When you go to get a card, and they got your birth date, your age on the card. They skip them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They might go to 10. Then they'll jump over to 12. Then you might catch a 13, but then you got to wait to 15, 16.
18.
You might catch a 17, but now you got to wait
No.
to 18.
Or 21.
21 is
That's
a
right.
big one. 25.
25.
30.
30.
35, maybe.
Maybe.
They skip
No,
the
40.
40. Then you don't get the
50.
40. 50. Then you get that 55.
Five.
Know why? Because I seen them. Because I buy my own birthday cards. Okay? I went and saw them. So I know my name and my number is up there. So it's a milestone.
Man.
So y'all got to come through
Yeah.
November
Big
17th.
blessings.
It's a roast. Yolanda will not be one of the roasters.
Shalom.
wish
Because
I
Yolanda...
was.
Nah,
Boy, y'all better be glad. I'm going to
No,
try to get a
you better
mic
be
that
glad.
night.
You better be glad.
Woo, you got some heavy hit. Let's go.
Because you say something about me, Greg might have to be giving you some housing. Okay, I'm saying right. Greg
That's
had,
what-
Orchard
It's a
Orchard
roast,
Trace.
right?
You know, at
So
the
look.
Baymont Inn.
It's a roast, and anything goes. And let me tell you who is on the lineup, who is about to
Okay.
roast home. First, Burpee is the roast
Burpee
master.
is the roast master.
But
Okay.
we're going to have Ryan Davis.
Ryan Davis.
Woo! We're going to have No Limit Larry.
No Limit Larry.
Woo! We got Nikita B.
Nikita
just added
B.
to the lineup. Ooh, we
Hank
got
Benson.
Coco Fresh.
Cocoa Fresh.
We got Hank Denson.
Rodney Perry.
We got Rodney Perry.
You got a
And
whole
who
lot
else?
about
I
to
think
roast you.
that's it,
You
Yeah.
got Cousin Clyde.
Oh, and Cousin
Cousin
Clyde.
Clyde. Shout out to
oh,
Cousin
yes.
Clyde.
Comedian of the
this
year.
thing, and more.
Michael,
This
what
thing
up?
is going to be
about
dope.
to be,
So,
you're getting about 8 comedians for the price of one. So it's going to be hella funny, hella great.
And they all gonna roast you.
All
Yeah,
of them are going
they
to
all
roast
roast me.
him.
You know, you gotta have
And
tough skin.
everything goes. So they
Yeah,
got free
roast.
reign to
It
say
is what
and
it is,
do.
man.
Yep.
It is what
Yeah.
it is. And if y'all don't understand how the roast go down, go to YouTube and type in Comedy Central
Central
roast,
roast.
and just watch them.
That's
Is there
basically
anything off
You-
limits in the roast?
No.
nothing's off
Nothing?
limits. Yeah.
They say whatever they want to say.
They can
Oh,
say
man.
And
whatever
that's
they
the
want to
thing.
say. Yeah.
But
That's
you
the
know, I
beauty of it.
have a heart.
And then you at the end, Tone is gonna.
And then
come.
you go.
Yeah,
I
then
get to
he's
go at
gonna-
the end.
Yeah, you get
right.
to go.
But
So
you
you
know, I
gotta
got a
go
heart
smack.
though. I ain't like a Patrice O'Neal, because Patrice O'Neal would say
Ooh, yeah.
in the
Patrice is
thing.
bad.
But
Yeah.
I'm not like that. I have a heart, but
Hannibal's bad
I'm
too.
gonna be.
You ever seen
I'm
Hannibal
gonna be
before?
paying attention to you. You know,
Uh,
I'm more of a Kevin Hart. Like when he was doing the roast,
Yeah, Kevin. was
Kev
good.
had some. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
Kevin was
I'm more
good.
like Snoop. When Snoop roasted Joe when they was over for Justin Bieber, I'm more like a Snoop. That's where I'm at. I ain't one of them. I ain't no killer.
I got you.
You know what I mean? Like
But
Jeff
Jones-
Ross.
Jeff Ross is a
I
sniper.
ain't no killer. My man X. Who's that? Love Hall, Lil D. Diamond.
That ain't Diamond.
Yeah, it
That
is
ain't
too.
one Diamond,
Yeah, it
is
is
it?
too. There's only one
Little
Diamond, baby.
Diamond. What's up, Lil Diamond? Not from the Port City. You can feel my Lil Diamond.
Port City salt water all
What's
day.
up, Lil Diamond?
You know what it is. You know what it is, D.
Thank you for joining the show. We're watching
You know what it
tonight.
is, D.
Yeah.
You say you did music. You should have kicked the freestyle for you.
Man,
See?
that's a fact.
I done put him on the spot. Didn't I?
Man, I'm living for God. Everything I do is for Christ. The devil tried to ruin my life. Had to sit behind bars. So close to losing my light. Darkness confusing my sight. All I knew was the right. Tired of having ugly days, so we made beautiful nights. Wasn't no celebration for the graduation. We was trying to make funerals nice.
Get it.
We was fighting for blocks that we didn't own. We was thugs in harmony like Busy Bone. Sometimes it haunts me when I sit alone. We was making zombies out pitching stones. I wasn't too good with my measurements. Honestly, I was too close to the edge with it. Living so negative, was believing the rhetoric that my life was irrelevant. It was just death or jail, that was definite. With my talents and gifts, I was negligent. You would say I was sick in the head of it, till I found out Jesus my medicine. Chill.
Oh! Give the horns, baby! Give the horns, baby!
I love it.
Yes.
That's how it goes down on Grown Man
right.
Conversations. Go to ysprosent.com. Get your tickets for the roast Thursday, November 17th at Stats. It's going down, and that's my actual birthday too.
Yeah.
All right, so don't forget
the
that.
actual factual.
Right, and this Saturday night, I'm kicking off the birthday month for the Scorpios. Going to be at Club Amnesia. What it is back in the day, if you remember Club H2O, Studio 74, Big O Promotions, you know about that. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
We got the big reunion party this Saturday night at Club Amnesia, kicking it off. So come through and get it in with
Lit.
it. Listen. We always do a hot topic, and Yolanda brought up something tonight that was very peculiar.
It was.
All right, Dammy, and we're gonna see
I
what
bet
it
you
is
Sammy Dammy heard about it.
that we talking about. Yolanda, what were you saying?
So
You
I heard
was doing
today,
what?
I was watching Good Morning America, and then I was watching Kelly and Ryan afterwards. And they were talking about this trend that's going on right now. And it's probably something that people have seen on TikTok. I'm not on TikTok, so a lot of times that's where you see the little trends pop up and happen. Well, there's this thing where there's this toad licking situation going on.
Toes?
Not toes, not
They licking toes?
T-O-E-S, T-O-A-D-S.
Oh, I'm gonna say, who licking
Toads.
toes?
Frog licking.
Ribbit.
Now,
Ribbit.
you know, supposedly you lick a frog, it's supposed to turn into a prince, so you turn into a prince, so you kiss the frog, or I don't know. But anyway, this frog is making people have hallucinations, honey, and getting high. They're getting high off of licking the frog. Because the frog obviously makes some kind of secretion on the skin, which you lick or you suck, and it makes you high. So have you heard about that?
Of course, because that's plant
Have you heard
medicine.
about sucking frogs?
That's plant medicine. Frogs out of Mexico, and if you go to Mexico, you can go to Costa Rica. People hear me talk about ayahuasca a lot.
I don't think I want to suck a frog.
Which
though.
is another plant medicine, and
It's got frog juice in it.
the frog has a poison in the skin, and what they do is they take it and they scrape it and they dry it up, and then you smoke it. And when you smoke it, the amount of DMT in it is incredible, and it just shoots you through the roof. And Mike Tyson did it, and he said that was the most powerful plant medicine he ever done. And he done peyote, he done peyote, he done ayahuasca, he's done iboga, he's done DMT. So that's what it is.
So
and
that's
a lot
the
of
thing
people
now, licking toads.
Well, I don't know about just going and licking them, because most people, when you do it from a spiritual base, or you're trying to find yourself, or you're trying to get answers, then you have a shaman, or you have somebody who controls the energy around you, or you have a guide with you to take you on your journey. These people that just going and licking frogs, God bless you.
Right.
If you want to do that, God bless you. Because let me
where
tell
is this
you
happening?
what's
Just
going to
grab
happen.
frogs.
Yeah, let me
It's
tell you what's gonna
probably
happen.
the
You
dominant
gonna
society
get,
that's doing
You're going
that.
to get the hallucinations if you lick the right one. You're going to get the journey.
Yeah.
All right, if you lick the right one. But if you lick the wrong one,
You just gonna get a bump.
No, your mouth,
You gonna get a bump.
your mouth is gonna be toe up.
Toe up.
You're
You
gonna look like
have
a toad in your mouth.
A
You understand what I'm
herpes
telling you?
herpes
Your mouth
lips.
gonna look like your mouth gonna look like a garbage can. You go ahead and lick the wrong frog if you want to. You gonna have them pea warts on your mouth.
Yeah.
Ribbit. That's exactly what
Right.
you're gonna have.
That's some journey that you want to go. Like you must really want to go somewhere if you're gonna lick a toe.
A lick a toe.
You know, like
I'd rather just lick
things are hard.
toes.
Right.
You know, things
have gotten
life has
very
gotten
difficult.
real hard.
Life has
If
gotten
you want to suck the
life
toe.
has
That
gotten
you licking the
silly.
toads.
And you just picking up random toads and licking them.
Well, it's not random. There's one, like they had the picture of the one, so it ain't a
Oh,
random
they talking about the
one.
poison toad?
Yeah,
Well, I don't know why they
it's
licking
a
them. Just go
certain
ahead and
toe.
smoke it and sit your ass down. Just sit your ass down and get ready to go.
Somewhere
get
in
ready
America,
to go.
somebody's trying to roll a toad up right
Somebody-
now.
All right, go ahead
They
and
trying
try
to
and get
roll the
I'll
whole
tell you
toad
what,
up.
they say when you get this though, you put it down.
Oh, you
If
put
trying
it
to roll
down.
it up,
Yeah,
you
they
put
said
it down.
this little monster
you put
takes
it
you on
down.
a journey.
Put it down. Your ass break up into pieces. And you Mike say he didn't know who he was.
Right.
There you go. Anything that makes Mike say that. I don't want
I
that.
don't want any
Mike
parts
said
of
that.
it
Mike
either.
said
nothing to do with
I
it.
want
Mike
nothing
said
to
it was
do
that
with it.
ego death. So
Yeah.
that ego died, and he had to put himself back together, and he was a totally different person. But yeah, you go look at Hot Boxing with
Hot
Mike
Boxing.
Toxin.
Okay, okay.
That's his podcast.
Yeah.
And he talk about it all the time.
Hot boxing.
Hot Boxing. He talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
Because, you know, Mike got the weed business.
He does.
So, you know, Mike say he do all
And he
of
does
them.
that purge stuff.
He
that-
did all of them.
Yeah, when you take drugs in like small increments, those powerful drugs.
Microdosing.
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 Yeah,
Oh my
microdosing.
goodness. Yeah, no.
Yeah, microdosing.
Yeah, I don't want any parts of it.
Yeah.
I don't need to go on journeys like
I'll
that.
talk to you one day, nephew.
I was like,
Oh,
what?
you ain't microdosing.
I didn't say, now, here you go.
Oh, I'm just saying.
No,
okay.
here you go. I
What?
said I would talk to him because all it is plant world.
Plant
and plant
medicine,
medicine,
yeah.
right? So a lot of people don't know about plant medicine because they look at it as hallucinogens or LSD or acid, and that's not what we're
The
talking
devil's
about.
drug.
So I was talking to him. I said I would talk to you, meaning on that. No one's going to talk about nephew, I microdose. Ain't nobody talking about it. You know what I mean? Okay. Now I'm trying to tell you that goddamn house that you know I didn't gonna keep on.
You gonna have me in the house?
Yeah, no faith in you.
Uncle
Just
Ray.
You gonna be your roommate name gonna be Rebecca, and she gonna be from Detroit.
Yeah.
She gonna
I'ma
be from
call Hill Charlotte.
Detroit. And she been on the run for 2 years. Cause he been whipping her ass. Now he got over here
That's
housing
okay.
program.
And my
you
brother
lot-
Greg gonna
and
have me on the
and she
penthouse floor.
And you gonna get lucky. Cause
I'm gonna be
her-
on the penthouse
Right.
floor
You're
of
gonna
a
take
house
2
and building.
rooms
That's all right.
and knock out the
She-
wall.
Rebecca
Put 'em
gonna be
together
dope.
for you.
Right.
Rebecca gonna be dope because her first job was hair.
You so
So
stupid.
she gonna keep your braids together. she gonna keep your braids
No,
tight,
you
honey.
and Sammy
You and
Dammy.
Rebecca.
You
Me
and Sammy Dammy gonna be in the house.
We gonna come visit you.
No, y'all gonna be up in the house.
Sammy Dammy
He
gonna
got
be
the fastest
Sammy
moving
Dammy
song
gonna
ever.
be, gonna be
Right.
looking.
That
Right.
is the fastest moving song.
Okay.
Right. Exactly.
Sammy Dammy.
Sammy Dammy.
That's how my man was moving in the movie.
Sammy Dammy. Yeah.
Well,
so
this
don't you can't just pick up any toad and lick it.
No.
So
don't do
they
that.
specify.
Yeah,
You know, you
please
want
don't
to know
do
about
that,
it. Go
man.
look it up. You want to know about it? Go look it
Yeah,
up.
go find out more about that. See what's going on.
And another thing that you need before we get up out of here. Well, I guess we're gonna do this and then get up out of here. We're talking about peace of mind
yeah.
of Silver Shield Security,
Okay.
right? But before we play the commercial, we just want to thank my main man, 50 grand.
Yeah.
Again, representing
Thanks for having me,
Hill,
homie.
Yeah.
Charlotte. Greg Jackson's been incredible.
Yeah.
To learn about your organization, to learn a little more about you and what you do, to hear your story, and to see how you're still pushing positive and being persistent. It's a beautiful thing. Hand claps for what they're
For
doing
that,
over there.
yes.
Charlotte
And give out the
God be
website
glory.
again.
Give out the website.
HealCharlotte.org, HEAL Charlotte.org. Come visit us. Donate your time, talent, and treasure. Yes.
And get you some of this Stop the
Get
Violence
to Stop the
gear.
Violence gear.
Right,
Yeah.
it's right
Yes. Wear it, promote it, give it to your kids, make them wear it to school. We got to control the narrative and the messaging. And let's start by the clothing, man. Stop the violence out here.
And any of you females that dance like P Valley holler at him because they're doing a stripper
Down
ministry.
in the valley where
They
the
doing-
girls get naked.
They're doing a stripper ministry, and they
Got a
need
couple dollars
they
and
need
you
some
watch
people.
to shake it.
they need some people to get it off the ground.
One, two,
It's
shake 'em.
Bishop
So,
Jones
look,
be down there.
Strippers
Three,
need
four,
the word
shake 'em.
too.
5,
Strippers
6,
need
shake
the
'em.
word.
You sound like Eddie Murphy
Okay,
in Vampire in Brooklyn.
Strippers need
the
to
word.
get on the right path too.
They gonna get on that
After
pole.
they come off the pole.
Swing-a-lang-a-lang.
After they come off the pole, we talk to them
Right.
and pray with them. All right, and get a little of that money, get a little 10% of that flow money.
It don't cost
next
nothing
week-
to pray.
We're gonna see you same time, same place,
Wait a
and
minute.
it will what?
I ain't finished with a little recap.
Okay.
Grownfitwear.com.
Go ahead and get
your
your
new
grownfitwear.com, the
All
varsity
right.
new jackets, bam, bam,
And
new
we got the
grown fit
tracksuits in 2 dope colors. We
Yes.
got a dope deep gray with the green.
green.
Ooh, that's me.
Yeah.
That's me.
We got the blue and white.
What yours say on the back?
Grown fit,
Oh,
baby.
it's just the GF.
Oh.
Okay,
GF,
okay.
baby, the GF.
That's fire.
Got it in the blue and white, and you also got the
Need that.
green and white. Ooh.
Why is you talking?
I don't know. It just sounds like it make it sound better when I do
When
that.
the hell you
It
get
just
back
make
from
it sound-
Florida Road?
Last week.
He from New York. He know
I
what
just
I'm
got
talking
back
about.
from last week.
Yeah, when you get back from Florida Road?
Last week.
Okay,
No.
okay.
I just got off the plane.
Get that beat
Wine,
up. Right.
wine.
Plain
We'll
sight.
go home with a wife beat on. He go over there on Florida Road. I ain't dressed right.
Yeah.
Silver Shield Security, make sure that you go
Mm-hmm.
to Silver Shield Security. Go to the website, silvershield-security.com, and check out what is going on over there.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, the holiday season is coming up. This would be a very beneficial gift for the family.
Mm-hmm.
When you want that peace of mind, when you leave your home, your family is still there, in town, out of town, this is who you go to, Silver Shield Security. A minority-owned business, and when I mean minority, I'm just not talking about a black-owned business. I'm talking about a black woman who's competing in this business world, in this security system world. And her technology is dope, her business is solid, and her customer service is fantastic. So if you're thinking about it, if you have a home, if you have a business, if you're in an apartment, yes, an apartment, go to Silver Shield Security. silvershield-security.com. And if you use my promo tag, #ToneX, #ToneX, you get 50% off your installation service. 50% off. So go to silvershield-security.com. Shout out to Silver Shield, man.
Security, which has been protecting my family and home, along with servicing the Carolinas for over a decade. Silver Shield Security knows the importance of convenience and safety. Whether you live in an apartment, a home, or run a business, they are here to protect you from unwanted intrusions and fires. You can trust Silver Shield Security to install a high-quality security system that you can access directly from your smartphone. Call now at 704-440-4688 or visit the website at www.silvershield-security.com. You can use my promo code, #ToneX, and get 1/2 off your installation price. Don't forget to ask about the new no money down options. Let Silver Shield Security help to give you peace of mind, just like me and my family, and keep your business safe.
We riding on some grown man knees. We step into some grown man knees. Conversation on some grown man knees. Put your hands up on some grown man knees. We puffing on some grown man knees. We sipping on some grown man knees. We vibing on some grown man knees. We loving on some grown